Our next story, Constantine star Keanu Reeves says another draft of the sequel script is complete and that fingers are crossed. Mark Cassidy. Shortly after James Gunn announced the first chapter of the new DCU slate, Gods and Monsters, rumors began to circulate that a direct sequel to Constantine was in the works, and Warner Bros. Would later confirm that the project was indeed in the early stages of development. Since then, we've had conflicting reports relating to this movie's status, and the news that Gunn and Peter Safran have decided to shelve or cancel outright a number of planned projects led to speculation that Constantine 2 would likely be among them. However, director Francis Lawrence later confirmed that the project was still in the works. The truth is, somewhere around the 15th anniversary or something, we did a Zoom and we all were discussing trying to get it up and going again. And again, we were just more active with it and finally got it past all these hurdles. And so we are now actively working on a script. So it's really not that it's just like, oh yeah, now we think the world is ready for it. I certainly think there is a bigger fan base, and certainly it's become a kind of a cult classic, which has been really exciting to see and very strange, but it's something we've always loved. Now we're in a spot where we are actively working on a script. And so we have been thinking about it, he went on. We had also been given an R rating on the first Constantine when we kind of made a PG-13 movie and followed all the PG-13 rules. So we're like, fuck it, let's go and do a sequel and really make an R-rated movie. Give us an R. Let's make it a real R-rated movie, which would be fire. We know that a finished script doesn't necessarily mean that a project will actually enter production, but star Keanu Reeves has now shared another positive update. Fingers crossed, another draft of the script came in. We're going to take it to the studio, and hopefully they like it too, the actor told Fandango while doing promotion for Good Fortune, which I very much want to see. We're not sure if this potential sequel would be part of the DCU or an Elseworlds project like Matt Reeves' The Batman Part 2, but we'd say the latter is more likely. The first Constantine received mixed reviews when it was released back in 2005, and despite an Americanized interpretation of the gross magic wielder and a few more liberties with the source material, fans reacted well to Reeves' take on the anti-hero, and the movie has gained a strong following ever since. All right, Chris, I am not sure how you are as a Constantine fan and specifically as a Keanu Reeves Constantine fan. Are you one of the people out here in these streets hoping for a Constantine 2? Do you hope it's connected? Do you think it's going to be, across the board? And I see someone saying I got in trouble for cursing and I cursed. I was reading the story. All right. I told you my brain is slow today. But Chris, what do you think about the Constantine 2 news?
All right. I have to tell you guys straight honest truth here. True Classic. It's one of my favorite brands, maybe ever. Birthday is coming up. It's actually going to be this week when you're seeing this. And truth told, friends and family, just get me True Classic. I love it. I love the shirts. I love the pants. I love everything about it. And they just started with a simple mission. It was to bring premium, comfortable clothing to the masses because looking great should come with a designer price. So clearly people agree. People are voting with their dollars. True Classic has sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers and racking up over 200,000 five-star reviews. Mine is one of them. This brand isn't just about fabric or fit. It's about helping guys show up every day with confidence and purpose. I can tell you right now that whether I'm wearing this black t-shirt to the gym, if I'm wearing one of their shirts to a screening, I'm going to an event on Monday I have to go, I'm wearing True Classic. I really do feel the difference and people have noticed it right away when I walk in a room. They say some stuff. It's just, it's amazing. It's tailored for when you want it. It's relaxed when you need it. No bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS. Clean, effortless fit that actually works for real life. So forget about the overpriced designer brands. Skip the cheap throwaway stuff. True Classic is built for comfort, built to last, and built to give back. You can find them on Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or head to trueclassic.com/Christian to try them out for yourself. Help me out by getting them, and you're guaranteed to help yourself out. True Classic, the absolute best.
I have to apologize because I don't think my mic was muted, and I was trying to drink my coffee, and I muttly laughed so bad of just like, whoo, that really got me. So I might get my nerd card taken away because I never saw the Keanu Constantine. I never saw that one. I know. I need to add it to the list. Could you do that as a reaction video?
You probably should, actually. I think that would go hard. I will be honest with you. I saw it for the first time during the pandemic. It was a movie that a friend of mine, because I didn't I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I remember Constantine coming out in 05, but that was what? It's, if it was fall 05, then I was going into my senior year of high school. So I had like kind of other stuff on my mind, and I didn't know at the time that Constantine was a DC character. So it just didn't even register. And then during the pandemic, my friend was like, "Oh yeah, it's the 15th anniversary of Constantine." And I was like, "Constantine?" They were like, "You've never seen it?" I was like, "Nah, I never bothered." And they were like, "But you're the superhero guy." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's the same Constantine from DC Comics, isn't it?" They're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, all right, let's watch it." And I really liked the movie. Now, I understand why it got mixed reviews, and I understand why it was a cult classic. It is not, you're not going to sit there and go, "Damn, this is absolute cinema." But at the same time, it is really well done. It is kind of set its own tone and world. It reminds me a lot of like Underworld, as far as just like,
Ooh, okay,
not as Underworld at times seems like very like pop punk Matrix kind of like era. It's not quite that. It really is like a take Neo from the Matrix as far as Keanu's acting at that time, and then just straight up throw him in a cult shit, except he understands it more than like I'm discovering it, if that makes sense.
okay.
Because the Matrix, he's like each step, he's like, "Whoa, okay, I know kung fu. Whoa, I'm the one. Whoa, yeah, Oracle, I know that now." Versus this, he clearly understands what's going on the whole time, and just he plays the tortured soul of Constantine well. But I would highly recommend you watch it, and maybe that's for the reaction. You guys should do that.
Because I love the character. I'm a huge fan. I first got introduced to him by reading Sandman. And so then I saw him in those stories, obviously. And then I became so obsessed with all of the Justice League Dark stuff. I love Zatanna and I love Etrigan. And if Constantine, even if it's an Elseworlds movie, is a gateway to me getting those characters, particularly Etrigan, I am very excited about that. Because I love that side of this universe, especially because we sometimes have Batman dive into that kind of world a little bit. We know that magic is something that Superman does not handle well. And so I feel like it's a really cool thing to add into the fold. So I'd love to see more of it. And if it just means we're getting Keanu doing a version of it, I'm here for it.
Absolutely. It's the funny thing is what I really love about the Justice League Dark like scenario and everything is the fact that it is a reminder that yes, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, which Wonder Woman can handle magic decently well just based on her origins, but like the three of them really aren't the end all be all to like save the world. Like they are in most cases. Punch hard, think hard, like sure, but there are definitely times where they are outclassed, and I think that is also important. You know what I mean? That there is sure they can handle like 90% of the stuff, but what do you do when that 10% is actually the most dangerous? And we're like, I would say probably my favorite DC animated movie is the Justice League Dark. I think it's called Justice League Dark Apocalypse. And that was where they essentially ended that run of DC animated universe movies based off the New 52. And it was insane to say the absolute least. It's like
so good
to start off where you take some main characters and you just start murking them left and right. And it's like, what the hell is happening? Because those movies, I want to say, were like a string of 7 to 10 years. And like, they're releasing a couple of them every like 6 months or so. And so then to look at these characters that you have been bonding with for almost a decade now and just, absolutely insane. It was very sad, but it was very intense. I really Apocalypse War. Thank you, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
It's the Red Wedding of DC animation.
Yes, that is exactly what. Okay,
so it's only because I'm on my second cup of coffee. That's the only reason. I had the opposite of you. My dogs woke me up at 2 today, and I was like, well, I guess this is where we're starting.
So my snoring has gotten bad enough. It's getting better now that I'm starting to genuinely lose weight and whatnot. But we actually currently sleep. I'm on the couch and she's in the bedroom or vice versa. Like we'll switch off. So the baby, the pup is in her crate in the bedroom. So typically what ends up happening is whoever's on the couch, you try very hard not to let Asia just sprint over to him. But it's like, okay, here we go. And immediately, where's my other parent? Where's my other parent? Like, and just jump on them on the couch. So, thankfully, it happened in enough time for me not to be too late for the show. But I got one more question. What do you think? Do you think that they're going to include this as the DCU directly? Do you think it'll be Elseworlds? What do you think?
I feel like it's going to be Elseworlds. Personally, I think it'd be a really cool get, but just from what I've seen, because I did watch the trailer this morning to be like, what was this movie like? I feel like tonally, I don't know if that is really in line with what James Gunn has established. Maybe it would be, and maybe that's also kind of the point. Oh, when we deal with the supernatural, we go over here and these kinds of things happen. But I feel like Elseworlds allows them to kind of have their own connectivity, do their own thing there, which is really lovely. And also, I mean, I'm just still a holdout. I loved Matt Ryan as Constantine. I thought he was so good.
I do too. And I love the idea. I know that it depends on the comics that you're talking about. The idea that there's actually only one Constantine and he's kind of the constant throughout. And Matt Ryan just did such a good job. I'm not saying that I don't love Keanu, and he does a good job. He just does his own version of it. I will tell you, as I was watching the movie, I was just like, I like Ryan better, but I do like this. So there is a small part of me that also is holding out hope that, like, at some point he gets a chance to go at it again. But yeah, I think it makes most sense to just let this be Elseworlds because Gunn is making something completely different. So, anyways, that is that story. Let us know what y'all are thinking. If you are trying to see this Constantine 2 one way or the other, do you think it'll be a part of the main continuity or on its own? All that good stuff. If you even think it's going to make it, that's the thing, because they're still just kind of teasing around with it. We don't know yet, and we're curious what you think. So get in the comments, get in those super chats, and let us know.